Namaste children. We are going to do a challenging sum on speed, distance and time. Okay. Now this sum is a speed, distance, time sum. Okay. So whenever you have to do speed, distance, time sum, draw a triangle and call it an STD triangle. S is one vertex, T is one vertex and D is another vertex. So in order to get D, you have to multiply T and speed. In order to get T, you should divide D by S. In order to get S, you should divide D by T. That's how you should do it. Okay. Now, in this sum, a train covered a certain distance at a uniform speed. So the speed is not given. The distance is not given. Okay, if the train would have been 10 kilometers faster, if you increase the speed by 10 kilometers, naturally the time taken will be less. Correct? So that is the first situation. Second situation is, if the train was lowered by 10 kilometers, it would have taken more time. And what is the time? That is 3 hours more than the scheduled time. Find the distance covered by the train. That is what the question. Now here, if you keep x and y as the speed and the time, therefore the distance gives you xy, the product of speed and time. Okay, we will proceed in that manner. So you write here, let the speed of the train, and then the second category, time taken. So let the speed of the train be x, time taken as y, therefore xy is the distance. Understood? Now, what is the first situation? The first situation says that had the speed of the train is 10 km more. That means x plus 10 is the speed. The time taken by the train is 2 hours less than the scheduled time. So what is this time taken? Y. Therefore, we should arrive at the equation distance divided by speed x plus 10 gives you y minus 2. This is the first equation. Y is the actual time taken. It is 2 hours less. Therefore, we get this. Therefore, cross multiplying, you will get xy is equal to x plus 10 into y minus 2. Alright? So if you proceed further, you will get that this is xy plus 10y minus 2x minus 20. Now this xy can be cancelled. If it comes to this side, both will get cancelled, or if you transpose this also, that will get cancelled. So what is the final equation? 10y minus 2x. We can bring it here to the LHS. So if you bring it here, we'll get 2x minus 10y is equal to minus 20. Are you understanding this step? This step, 2x comes here, 10y comes here, and there is a negative sign for minus 20, it stays. Now further you can simplify the equation by 2 being the common factor. We'll get x minus 5y is equal to minus 10. That is your equation 1. Correct? Now we'll proceed further to get the second equation. Second situation. We have lowered the speed of the train by 10 kilometers. Therefore, this x becomes x minus 10. The time is 3 hours more. So, y plus 3. Therefore, you get xy being the distance. And then the time is, speed is 10 kilometers lower. And that is equal to, the time taken is y and y plus 3. It should be like that. Now simplify this equation. What do you get? xy is equal to xy minus 10y plus 3x minus 30. This and this will get cancelled. Now let 30 can be transposed to the other side. So you will get 3x minus 10y is equal to 30. That is the second equation. 3x, either you can transpose all the 3 here and then minus 30, opposite sign, it is like that. Now this is the second equation. The first equation is x minus 5y is equal to minus 10. That is your first equation. This is your second equation. So how do we do that? We just multiply the first equation by 2. You will get 2x minus 10y is equal to minus 20 being the third equation. And the second equation we can write once again, minus 10y is equal to 30 being the second equation. So how do we write it? 3 minus 2. If you write it, the sign will get changed and you will get 2 minus 3x, therefore minus x. Minus x is equal to, on changing the sign, you will get minus 50. Therefore, x is equal to 50 kilometer or 50. Afterwards, you can write the units. That's the equation, first answer. Now, we know that x minus 5y is equal to minus 10. Or we can substitute in this equation also. Let us substitute in the first equation. We will get 50 minus 5 into y. We don't know what is y. So this is equal to minus 10. So 5y is equal to minus 10 minus 50. This 50 goes to the other side. Minus 5 is equal to minus 60. Therefore, y is equal to 12. Now, what is y, children? Y is the time taken. What is x? X is the speed of the train. Therefore, what is distance? Distance is t into s. Therefore, we have got 12 into 5, that is 600. For 12 into 50, that gives you 600 kilometers per hour. That is the distance. Okay, the total distance is asked. The speed of the train. In order to have more clarity, you can write here the speed of the train is equal to 50 kilometers per hour. The total time taken is 12 hours. The distance is 600 kilometers. You should write all the 3 steps properly. Okay, we can write here the speed of the train is equal to 50 kilometers per hour, and then the time taken is equal to 12 hours. We have to write. Children, in this sum, rows and columns arrangement. So whenever the students of a class are arranged in rows, say, there will be some columns also will be formed, no? Definitely. So x rows means, this rows means the horizontal arrangement. Like that, how many rows are there? There are x rows. We can take it as x rows. And then the vertical arrangement is always, we call it as columns. So we can write x rows and columns. So this is rows and columns. There are x rows and y columns. Are you understanding? Now, what is the first situation? If 3 students are extra in a row. So, if you put 3 students extra in a row, what will happen? The columns will decrease, no? If 3 students are extra, suppose we are going to, what happens? We are just adding more children in a row means there will be more columns. Yes or no? So, how to get the equation? The rows will reduce, whereas the columns will become more. So, the number of children in a row, okay, number of children in a row is Why? Suppose if we finish the column by 4, there are only 4 children in the row. Correct? So we are going to add the number of children in a row means we are increasing the columns. So in that case, where will you add the 3 students? If 3 students are extra in a row, so how will we put? Then the columns will be y plus 3. There would be 1 row less. Then the number of rows will be x minus 1. Are you understanding? Is it clear? This is the first situation. Now the second situation is, if 3 students are less in a row, suppose these are the number of students in a row. If we are 3 students, we are reducing. In that case, we should increase the rows. Correct? If 3 students are less in a row means we are cutting 3 children. So where are we putting? We will be adding more rows. Correct? So how to balance it? Columns get reduced if you cut the number of children here. But whereas rows will be more. How many rows will be more? 2 rows. So x plus 2 rows means how many columns will be less? The columns will be the second situation if 3 students are less. So y minus 3. So this is from this we have to get the equation. Now we will continue. Now tell me, in all the 3 situations, which is the same? There's one quantity which is the same. What is the same? The number of children in the class. The first arrangement is xy, rows into columns. The second arrangement is x minus 1 into y plus 3, that is equal to xy. Correct? Third arrangement also, x plus 2 into y minus 3 is also equal to xy. Just because we are adjusting the rows and columns, it doesn't mean that the children's strength will become more or less. Same children, we are trying out different rows and columns arrangement. Okay, this is the very what's the important point that you should notice. Now we have to simplify the equations. First one you multiply, that is xy minus y plus 3x minus 3 is equal to xy. Here xy cancels. So what do you get? 3x minus y is equal to 3. That is your first equation. Now for the second equation we have got xy plus 2y minus 3x minus 6 equals xy. Again xy cancels. You will get minus 3x plus 2y minus 6 equals 0, or when transpose that becomes plus 6. Now we will write both the equations together. We will get 3x minus y is equal to 3. That is your first equation. This is your second equation. Correct? Now there we have got plus 3x and here we have got minus 3x. So we can just add. You will get y is equal to 9. That means what is the number of columns? 9 columns, original arrangement. And then what happens? You substitute in any one of these equations. I will substitute here. So 3x minus 9 is equal to 3. Now 3x is equal to 12. X is equal to 4. So originally there were 4 rows. In each row there are 9 children. So what is the strength of the class? X into y, that is 9 into 4. Correct? Clearly you should understand this point. In all the 3 cases, the number of children will be the same. So if you substitute x as 4 here in any of these equations, still we will get 36. Shall we try? X minus 1. What is x minus 1? 4 minus 3. Y plus 3 is what? 9 plus 3, that is 12. 12 3s are 36. That is the strength. Second situation, x equal to 4. 4 plus 2 is what? 6. What is y minus 3? 9 minus 3. That is 6. 6 6 are 36. So you should write, your answer is right. Therefore, you should write number of children in the class is equal to 36. You have to finish your answer that way. We'll be doing few more challenging sums before we finish this chapter, and wish you all the best, children. All the best once again. Thank you.